Started off a farm up in Maine before I moved down here, and what happens in Maine very often is that things rust. And a lot of times you think about a car rusting because somebody drove it on the road, but even just the salt that gets in the air can cause things to rust. Now this mower deck is rusted in two right here. In fact, there should be a hook like this right here. The hook is gone. This mower deck, which used to be attached here, is broken, and this thing dips down in the middle. The rust continues up here. You can see light coming through here. This is rusted through. You see little rust holes there. This is rusted through. This is a good mower deck, and it's a really good mower, and I want to save it. I could find another one of these on Marketplace or something. And look how smooth that thing turns. I think this thing is from the 90s, but even though all of that, it turns just great. So what I need to do, and if some of you saw me repair, recently I repaired a boat trailer that was broke half in two from an accident and bent. And if I can fix that, I should be able to fix this. But what I'm going to have to do is figure out a way to pull this up, because right now it's probably shaped sort of like the letter V right here. And when it cuts, you can tell by the path that it leaves behind in the grass that it's not straight, it's cutting with the blades crooked. So I have to figure out how to pull it up straight, and also I have another John Deere mower deck off of a newer John Deere. It's off an LT 155 down there. It has hooks on the front of it, and I'm hoping they're about the same, because what I'd like to do is go down there and cut the hook off the front of that mower and attach it here after I get this pulled back up and welded back together. Otherwise I'll have to make one of these. So probably maybe first thing I'll do is flip this over, lay it down on its back, I guess you'd call it its back, and then that way it'll help me get a little better look at what's up under it. And then go down there and get that other mower deck, bring it up here so I can have a look at it and see. I've used that other mower deck for some other mowers around here. I fixed a mower for a lady a while back, some of y'all might remember, and I cut a piece off of that one and welded it to her mower. So I may be doing something very similar here. It got away from me. Well, them blades is old. Now, I took a bunch of blades off of Butch's lawnmower the other day, and it may be that they did this. I don't know. They're off of a Husky. Now that this is down here, I can see this, and I might be able to press that down, straighten it out here somehow. Oh, we're going to have some fun with this. So there is some metal. If I pulled these two together and clamped them, that might give me enough metal to be able to do that. Oh, y'all wouldn't. I'm sorry, I was bent over in front of the camera, but I was looking at this right here. Maybe if I cut a piece of steel to go here and laid it down on that and clamped it and welded it, that might get me started. And then I could weld some of this rust from the outside. Let's run down there and take a look at that other mower deck. Okay, so there's the mower deck all upside down and up in the air. And I've got it sitting on a piece of really heavy steel here. And over here it comes to the flat part of the mower right underneath where this wheel bracket is. And over here, same thing, comes to the flat part of the mower. I couldn't get it behind the wheel bracket because without cutting the steel, and it's pretty heavy, so. But I think that's a good level, a good spot. So what that tells me is right here in the middle, I've got about the size of a finger. It's 1/2 inch there, or 1/4. So it makes sense to me that if I put a big clamp here and on top of this and pull this down against that piece of steel, I might be able to flatten this thing out. And once it's flattened out, and put a piece of steel welded to it to hold it in place. And I may want to study on that idea to make sure that wherever I mount this from, because I may want to, whatever I weld, I may want to have it on top. Because if it's in the, well, let's see now. I got some room in here if I got enough. Probably the best place to weld would be on this lip, though. If I get it bent, if I can bend it. Yeah, I'm gonna cut the camera off and wiggle things around and try to get things positioned so I can study on it a little better. So I got a couple different thoughts about what I might need to do to bend this thing. Now I put a clamp on it and it didn't even start to bend it. My first thought was to take a big old sledgehammer and hit it here hard. But I think that's going to be pretty iffy, because sometimes just hitting something hard, especially when it's not all that well connected, isn't such a good idea. Another idea is, what if I took a really heavy piece of steel, and I've got some down there, and I cut a piece to come from here to there at this angle so that it was shaped like a letter V across here. And then, what if I cut another piece just like it and placed it in here, right there. Of course, I could also, this should probably be bent out. It was originally, I think, bent out. But maybe if I took a big piece of that, I think I've got some, I don't know what it is, 3/16 or so steel. And I think I could cut a piece that would fit in here and a piece that would fit in there, and then drill a hole in the center of it and put a bolt through there and pull the two pieces together to sandwich this metal in between. Now I've got enough room here. If there was a piece laid up in here, it wouldn't interfere with the blades. And if there was a piece laid on the top of here, it really wouldn't interfere with anything up here. And then once I have that done, I can address the front of this, which is going to need to be reshaped. In fact, if I was smart, if I cut my metal so that the edge came out to here and did the same thing in there, then when I pulled it down together, then I'd have something to weld to when I come across here with my new piece of metal that's going to wind up going across the front of this. So I'm going to go back to the metal pile, and I'm pretty sure I've got that big piece of steel that I was using on a Studebaker the other day down there. I'll bring it up here a little bit. Okay, I was looking for that piece of steel and I found it. It wasn't in the pile back there. It was right here. So I got this here. If I moved all this stuff off this table, I could bring this up to the front of the table and I could work it up here. This is something that my wife had on the front of the house that fell down, and I was going to fix it for her. Maybe I could do that too. I think that's what I need to do, is clean all this stuff off, get the cardboard off there, get that piece of steel up here to the front, draw that V there, draw that shape, something. Somebody suggested using a piece of cardboard the other day, and I've never done that much because I'm so bad at, I'm pretty good at freehanding something, but I'm really bad at following directions. So if I had to cut two pieces that way, surely I'd mess it up. So I don't know. But Obviously the next thing I need to do is clean that off, get me a clean workspace so I can start building whatever I'm going to build to go right there. Holy joy. And the way I have it marked off is that one piece can come out of this side and the other piece can come out of that side. And this one has a piece out of the bottom because when it goes in here, it needs to fit down inside here like this, like that. And then the top piece may be able to come all the way across. I can't really tell. It's kind of hard to get my hand up under there, but once I get this piece cut, before I cut that out, I'll check the top side and see if I need to notch it or if it can just go. It could be that it fits right across there and doesn't hit anything, but we'll know for sure when we do it. So now I need to make the cut, or cuts, which is going to make a lot of sparks, which is always a lot of fun. You know, we kind of like sparks around here, so yeah, that'll be interesting. That'll be interesting. So, I'm not sure how I want to do this. Probably, well, I might could do it just right here. Just cut this across here, and then this across here, and then separate these two halves, and then do this cut, and this cut, and this cut, all this fun stuff. So, yeah, that's kind of how. Gonna be sparky. Gonna be very sparky. Need a break. Okay, so the plan is that one piece of this will go up underneath the mower and one will go on top. If you look there, where you can see that wheel, and then in front of the wheel there's kind of a biggish looking gap. That is the part where, let me try to see if I can explain this right. That's the part where the mower is sunk down in the middle. My goal is to pull the mower up. So I will put that piece with the notch in it underneath, and I'll put the piece without the notch on top, because the piece without the notch will fit without interfering with that wheel up there in any way. That's where I'm at with that. And what I'm going to do now is set this up on the bench, and I'm going to drill holes through these with my magnetic drill. I'm going to stack them just like they are and drill the holes at the same time. So I'll probably want to put a hole, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 holes with a couple in the middle. And then I'm going to have to get some big bolts. I think this is the smallest drill bit I've got for this thing. I believe that's a 1/2 inch. That might be one size smaller than a 1/2 inch. I'm going to look in my drill box and get this all set up, and then I'll come back and we'll talk more about what I'm doing.